Hi, my name is Matthew Jester, making a quick video here. This is going to be on hypnosis and drawings. So this is going to be video 1 of 2. And I have a certificate of completion here just showing that I'm certified and competent in the field of hypnosis. And this is from Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. So let's see. Please watch my video, Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition. I will leave a link to watch the video in the description. I will also leave additional links in the description of other relevant videos. I've been abused with hypnosis, and my ability to speak is being inhibited with hypnosis, which is why I have to read everything when I make videos. If you notice me stuttering, speaking slowly, being unable to speak clearly, or any other difficulties speaking, I explain in detail the specific methods and techniques that are being used to inhibit my ability to speak in my video, Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition. These issues speaking occur consistently in each of my videos, specifically within the first 3 minutes. The hypnosis inhibiting my ability to speak is often very noticeable throughout my videos, and I will leave a list. I will leave a list of the various hypnotic commands that are specifically being used to inhibit my ability to speak, that can be recognized in my body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, speech patterns, and description. I was hypnotized to inhibit my ability to speak prior to being framed for assault charges that I didn't commit, so that I wouldn't be able to defend myself in court, forcing me to enter a plea of no contest, which allowed the prosecutor to convict me without having to present any evidence in trial. Hypnosis was used to completely inhibit my ability to competently defend myself in court, and consult with my attorney by using the hypnosis to inhibit my ability to speak. Repressed my memory while speaking and inhibiting my ability to write. I was hypnotized to inhibit my ability to write so that I wouldn't be able to adapt to the hypnosis, repressing my memory and inhibiting my ability to speak by writing down a defense for my case, rendering me completely defenseless in court. One method of concealing the hypnosis being used was to inhibit my ability to write was by telling me they were going to help me improve my handwriting with hypnosis by hypnotizing me to alter the curvature and shape of the letter formation in my handwriting. They convinced me they were using hypnosis to help me improve my handwriting, so that I wouldn't question the alterations in my handwriting, and realized my ability to write was being inhibited by hypnosis. One of the methods of inhibiting my ability to write with hypnosis was by making my hand twitch or cramp while writing, causing me to make a mistake in my handwriting that I wouldn't be able to erase because I wasn't given an eraser or a pencil with an eraser while in jail, and only given limited amounts of paper on request forms so that I can keep rewriting it. I was hypnotized to draw over the mistakes in my handwriting with pictures of very specific, simple objects that each had specific meanings, that were specified meanings. This is terrifying. That were relevant to my specific situation as a method to get me to stop trying to write in order to prevent me from noticing the hypnosis was inhibiting my ability to write to an abnormal extreme. I started writing, "I need help, I need my meds, the jail guards are abusing me." Adult Protective Services, American Civil Liberties Union, Division of Occupational and Professional Licensing, and give me medical care, give me death on the walls of the jail. And in order to change what I was writing, I was hypnotized to write song names of my favorite artists and to draw pictures to make it look like a piece of artwork. I was doodling. That wasn't different from other inmates were drawing on the walls, so that the jail wouldn't get shut down for me writing about abuse on the walls. An example of this was writing the song name "I Need a Doctor" by Eminem, Dr. Skylar Grey, and Dr. Dre, because the song had relevance to the situation, and I was hypnotized to keep writing song names and even drawing pictures that turned into an artistic collage. The pictures I was hypnotized to draw were extremely simple and easy to draw because I'm not good at drawing, and if it wasn't easy, I wouldn't have done it. The drawings were mostly pertaining to music, hypnosis, abuse, how I almost jumped off a flight of stairs and broke my legs in jail, and because the only way I could get the medications I needed was by hospitalizing myself. Several pictures about death and murder, and several pictures were used to conceal the pictures about death and murder because there was too much evidence of it. Eminem's album called Music to Be Murdered By was a method of making all the pictures about death and murder seem normal because it was about music, and my favorite artist was Eminem. The artwork was used as a form of therapy that allowed me to process unresolved trauma and cope with the death of my friend when I found him dead in the woods, and the pictures were used to distract me and to stop me from writing and defending myself in court. The pictures were so relevant to my situation, I wanted to use them as a form of evidence that I was hypnotized in court, and to prevent me from doing so, the jail guards would confiscate everything and anything I wrote and or drew so that I couldn't use the drawings as evidence in court. And I was also hypnotized to mess up the drawings to impair the integrity of the evidence and to deter me from attempting to use the drawings as evidence. I was hypnotized in court. The drawings were used to condition me to develop learned helplessness and forced me to give up trying to prove my innocence in court because I was hypnotized to feel severe confusion and dysphoria trying to write anything because they needed to make sure I wouldn't try to defend myself in court or be able to defend myself in court. I was hypnotized to feel euphoria and drawing and to feel drawing was easy. and enjoyable because they needed me to draw so that the jail guards could confiscate all the request form copies without allowing me to question why they would consider a letter to the judge written on the back of a request form as contraband. Hypnosis utilized operant conditioning to promote behaviors that made it more difficult to defend myself in court with reward and positive reinforcement, and deterred behavior that made it easier to defend myself in court with punishment and negative reinforcement, and the hypnosis utilized confusion so that I wouldn't realize what was happening. Wow, that was really abusive. So I'm just going to go ahead and point out here as well. I mean, that jail is absolutely horrible, by the way. So I was told that they had like a, that they, sorry about that. Hypnosis is inhibiting my ability to speak right now. I was told that they like altered that, altered that jail, that they hired jail guards just for me to, you know, like, specifically try to keep me under control, abuse me, you know, like say for example taking my contraband and everything along those lines, basically making sure that I couldn't do anything about what they were doing to me, and like you know, abusing me and everything along those lines, as well as to really severely brainwash me. Some of them even looked like my friends and family, or held some form of resemblance to them. And I mean, like, it's one person, it's one thing if you like see one person that kind of like resembles like your aunt or your sister, or, you know, your brother or something like that, right? When there's multiple, right, that's where it's kind of like, okay, what's going on, right? So there's that. And also that jail, the Bureau of Mental Health is the mental health authority in Cache County, Utah, right? So their policy is that they don't prescribe any controlled substances in the jail. And the problem with that is, well, I mean, you know, there's people that actually need controlled substances. So so naturally, that would deny medical care to anybody, you know, deny certain forms of medical care to anybody that would go to that jail. That policy, literally, especially because, you know, I mean, it's one thing if it's like, you know, like, let's say, for example, you went to, like, you have a choice of your own, like, medical provider and everything along those lines, right? Like, you know what I mean? That's different. So, I mean, you can go ahead and seek, like, alternative medicine or whatever you'd like, right? Whatever your personal preference is, because you have the option to, right? And you have the choice. You have the ability to choose. But with the jail, you have no ability to choose, and it's cruel and unusual punishment. It's a violation of constitutional rights. Because, you know, like, that's considered cruel and unusual punishment to deny, you know, certain medications and medical treatments based just off of punishment, as a form of punishment. So, like, you know, and also the fact that, like, say, for example, if a hospital were to do that, right? Well, I mean, well, that might be illegal, right? But, I mean, it's not like a judge is going to sentence you to a hospital for punishment, right? So, I mean, even regardless of how illegal it is or other types of charges could be, you know, ensued upon that, right? It's not cruel and unusual punishment unless it's in a jail or a prison. Because, you know, a judge isn't going to sentence you to it. So I'm going to go ahead and upload the video, but yeah, I'm just pointing that out. And also, yeah, there's a lot of very, very horrible things that have happened in there. As an example, like, let's see. I saw this one, there was the one girl that was detoxing from alcohol, and she was having seizures every single night. And another thing that they did in the jail was they only prescribed a maximum daily dose of 20 milligrams of Valium, which the maximum daily dose of Valium is actually 40 milligrams. And typically they don't use Valium for, you know, delirium tremors and alcohol detoxes. Typically, they'll, hospitals and jails would, any detox facility would use, or rehabs, detox facilities would use, Librium. But, they use Valium, which, Valium is an effective, seizure medication and can effectively treat a lot of the symptoms, although, and the dosage, that's where it really actually becomes extremely dangerous and a risk to their safety and life, right? And she was having seizures every single night. And they're not qualified to provide emergency medical treatment. They don't have a single doctor that's on site 24/7. They refuse to call any paramedics, any hospital, any ambulance. I'm fairly certain they also didn't try to contact any medical doctor that she was seeing prior as well, or family or emergency contact, even, honestly, because, I'm pretty sure they didn't call any emergency contact. The reason I say that is because she was having seizures every single night, and the jail guards were even coming over afterwards and telling her to quit the theatrics, which, is, of course, right, an implication that it's called gaslighting. It's a psychological form of manipulation used to make an individual question their sanity or reality. So, not necessarily sanity, but reality in that sense, right? Because she was completely innocent in the situation. Regardless of what she was in the jail for, the medical condition, she was completely innocent. It's abusive. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and upload the video. And, it was really horrible because, say for example, the nurses, what they did, they also don't, not only do they not have any doctors on site 24/7 in that jail, they have a doctor that works 40 hours a week, right, in the jail, and they have another doctor that works I think a couple days a week in the jail, or a day a week in the jail, but still at the same time, there's no doctors on site at night. I saw one of the doctors come in at night from Bureau for Mental Health, Dr. Ed, but that was it. A one-time thing, just kind of checking on, a patient or, a patient in there. I don't know why he was coming in so late off work and everything along those lines. Not exactly, too important because, it's not the, at least it's not the specific situation that I'm pertaining to, by the way. But anyways, so, yeah, the nurses would just keep continuously checking her blood pressure over and over again while she kept having seizures. They didn't have any medications on site to treat the seizures or to, provide the emergency medical treatment for life-threatening conditions on site. They had no, they had the Valium in the pill form as well, which, is more overused as a maintenance medication for seizures because it takes so long to kick in, right? And an intravenous, injection of a midazolam would typically be used for, seizures and everything along those lines. But they didn't have anything besides Valium on site. And, they wouldn't even give her a sufficient dose, for what her detox necessitated. Sorry about that. So, it's just really, really, cruel what they were doing. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. And I'm going to upload this one as well.